Hello, this time we talk about our coil-on-plug kit which we have in our program and manufacture by ourselves. We offer this upgrade for the MX-5NA, NB and NBFL for the 1.6 liter and for the 1.8 liter. When does it make sense to upgrade your coils or to throw out the old coils? We experienced in the last years that every time when you make a turbo conversion or for example also ITB conversion, it should be done because the old coils, as I say, they are pretty old in the MX-5NA. They can have more than 30 years of usage and they do not have the power and performance as they had before, and also not, at least nothing like compared to these. So in the last years when we did a turbo conversion for a customer, or the customer did it by himself, and we just should do the tuning on the dyno, we had the issues that some of the cars started with ignition problems. This is pretty annoying when you're just in your regular process and have to cancel it because of ignition problems, and then always the coils were the problem, or most of the times the coils were the problem, and we had to upgrade them because it doesn't make sense to just use an OEM exchange when you also could make the performance of the coils higher and the quality of the product itself. So in general, we recommend to use these coils on every generation of every model MX-5 NB and NBFL, except from the 1.8 liter NBFL, but I will explain that later. So with this you have a high quality upgrade. As you can see with an aluminium plate, this plate will sit on some distance parts, so it's a little bit with distance from the cylinder head cover, and keeps the temperatures of the coils lower. The coils will just be installed like that and sit in there pretty stiff and in its position and cannot move. This is pretty nice. Together this kit comes with the coils, with the plate, also with the cables and plugs. As you can see, they just can be installed pretty easy, work directly, and are also easy to take away. Together with the cable also comes an extra connector. This is you have to understand, this is not a 100% plug and play product, because you have to wire in this last connector or plug to the OEM wires before the coils. But we give an installation instruction with this to the customer, or we can email it to you, it's no problem at all, and then you can install it. In this kit are no spark plugs included. If you need new spark plugs, you have to order them separately. These coils are coming from NGK. They are not like the standard Volkswagen coils from every standard model. They're specially as an exchange product for the R8 ones. They are a little bit longer than the standard ones and have also a higher output performance. So when does it make sense to throw out the old coils and install the upgrade ones? The old coils are pretty old in MX-5NA and NB, and they do not have the same output performance as before, and nothing compared to these ones. You need a higher output performance in the turbo conversion because of the higher pressure coming in, and we experienced issues in the past when a customer did a turbo conversion by itself and did not upgrade the coils. Also, we had it sometimes in our workshop. When you're done with the turbo conversion and want to dyno the car and also to tune the ECU, then we had ignition issues in the past. Most of the times it were the coils itself. So when we do this conversion in our house, we all the time do it only with the upgrade, not without. If you install it at home by yourself, the turbo conversion you can decide by yourself, but when we have problems on our dyno with the ignition, we have to upgrade it just to get it done again, to get it running again, and it doesn't make sense to install an OEM exchange when you just can upgrade it to a higher performance and higher reliability. If you say your stock coils are in a proper condition and you want to try to go on a dyno, you have to know that the stock coils will work until 0.7 bar of boost. If you are going higher, then the ignition will fail for sure. If you're going hard with the car on the track, for example, some temperature will come into the engine bay, and then you have to upgrade it. Otherwise, it will not work correctly. There's one exception, the 1.8 liter NBFL, so the the VVT engine MX-5. These coils are different to the others and have a higher output and higher performance and also a higher reliability. They work pretty fine until 1.2 bar of boost, but if you're going higher, then also you will have to change to the upgrade coils. We have very good experiences with these coils on the race cars which we service from the customers. Also going with 600 horsepower on the racetrack all the time. These coils work pretty fine, so we know that they are reliable. There's one very big thing to know. These work only with an aftermarket ECU, in the best case an MS3 from us. They are not working with a stock ECU, so if you want to install it, it's only in combination with an MS3 or other aftermarket ECU, but for an MS3 ECU we can also give support that everything works fine. If you have an issue, we can give support. If it's another aftermarket ECU, we do not know what you have maybe to change in the settings or whatever, so beware of that. If you already installed an COP upgrade with something like with similar coils like that, and you just want to have the plate, that's no big deal. We are offering them for the MX-5 in the generations NA, NB and NBFL, but beware, there are differences between the 1.6 liter engine and the 1.8 liter engine, so the length is a difference and you have to look that you order the correct ones. If you want to do that upgrade, but you are not able to install it or you're not sure whether you can do it in a proper quality or condition, this is no big deal. Just contact us and we can give you a quote, we can give you an appointment. This is no big deal, and then you can have it installed.